Here's a hard truth. Most video editors who build a PC for After Effects end up with the wrong components. They buy more cores than they need. They overspend on the wrong GPU, and then wonder why their timeline still lags. In this video, I'll break down the 4 components that actually matter for After Effects in 2026, how they affect your workflow, and where your money makes the biggest difference. If you use After Effects, this can save you a lot of frustration and a lot of cash.
After Effects is not Premiere Pro, and it definitely doesn't behave like DaVinci Resolve. It was first released back in 1993, long before modern multi-core CPUs existed. Even in 2026, After Effects still behaves differently than most editing software. Yes, Adobe has added multi-frame rendering, but single-core performance still matters more than people think. That's why understanding how After Effects uses your hardware is more important than just buying the most expensive parts. To keep things simple, After Effects performance comes down to 2 areas. Workflow performance, this is how smooth your timeline feels while working. Rendering performance, this is how fast your final export finishes. Different components affect each one differently, and that's where most people get confused. Let's start with the most important component, the CPU. After Effects still relies heavily on strong single-core performance, especially for 2D animations, keyframes, expressions. Multi-frame rendering helps during renders, but your day-to-day editing speed still depends on how fast a single core is. That means clock speed matters, IPC matters, raw core count matters less than people assume. A fast 8-core CPU often feels better in After Effects than a slower 16-core one. Rule of thumb for 2026: prioritize strong single-core performance first, then reasonable core count. Next up, the GPU. Here's the truth. After Effects is not fully GPU-based, but the GPU still matters a lot in specific cases. Your GPU directly affects GPU-accelerated effects, 3D camera tracking, 3D layers, plugins like Element 3D, render speed when GPU acceleration is enabled. If your workflow is mostly 2D motion graphics, you don't need the absolute top-end GPU. But if you work with heavy 3D, complex effects, advanced plugins, then a strong GPU with enough VRAM makes a big difference. Pro tip: if you have a capable GPU, always make sure GPU acceleration is enabled in After Effects. Now let's talk about RAM, and this one is critical. After Effects loves RAM because it uses it for previews, caching, background frames, smoother playback. In 2026, 32 gigabytes RAM is the practical minimum. 64 gigabytes RAM is ideal for professional work, especially for 2K, 4K, or complex compositions. More RAM means fewer preview clears, smoother timeline playback, faster renders. And the best part? RAM is one of the easiest upgrades later, so plan for it. This is where many builds quietly fail. Slow storage equals slow After Effects. For an optimized setup, use multiple drives. NVMe or SSD number 1, Windows plus applications. NVMe or SSD number 2, project files plus cache. HDD or large SSD, backup and archives. Storage doesn't increase FPS, but it removes bottlenecks. Here's the mistake I see the most. People overspend on the GPU and underspend on CPU, RAM, and storage. If you remember nothing else, remember this order for After Effects in 2026. CPU, strong single-core performance. RAM, capacity matters. Storage, fast plus separated. GPU, based on your workflow. Get this right, and After Effects feels completely different. Building a PC for After Effects isn't about chasing specs. It's about understanding how the software actually works. If you choose the right components now, you'll get smoother previews, faster renders, less frustration, and more time creating. If this video helped you, give it a like and subscribe for more practical PC and editing guides.